Y'all seen that Chicago block party? No fights, no shootings, no drama. You wanna know why? Because the real ones kept the goof energy at home. Grown men stepped up, set the tone, and made sure it stayed about the vibes, not the egos. You see, the streets ain't toxic, it's the people moving in them. When you remove pride, envy, and clowns, the blocks turn beautiful. See, masculinity ain't about chaos, it's about creating peace in the chaos. Any fool can pull the trigger, but can you build, protect, provide? That's manhood, G. This block party proved it. No ops, no crashes, just unity and good energy. That's what Chicago is really about when the right people lead. Facts. So next time y'all talk about street life, remember, the streets don't make you masculine. They test if you are. Tag someone who needs to hear this.
If your left ear ringing, that could be a warning, so watch your surroundings, please do not be blind. If your right ear ringing, your spirit God's giving a message, yeah, that is a spiritual sign. If both ears ringing, you're being aligned, there's a shift happening, you can feel it in chest. Time to upgrade spiritually, accept the trauma, let go of the pain, that's an ego death. Don't let nobody touch your hair, cause people be transferring demons. As a man, my life force energy stronger. If I'm not with my wife, then I'm holding my semen. If you cannot attract what you want out of life, then your feminine energy need to heal. Get a tool where all your emotions, okay to be vulnerable. You gotta know how to feel. Trying to tell these folks about grounding. If you get in tune with the earth, then you won't need a dog. If you knew that we was kings and queens in our past life, I bet that might just shock. Medusa was black, Jesus was black. Why they gotta paint everything white? I'm part of the 144,000. I'm dropping this knowledge to save your life. Women, you gotta protect your coochie. That is a portal for life to come through it. Not only can spirits come out, they can also go in, watch the men that these demons be using. If y'all tired of we, you can get something better. I recommend getting Blue Lotus. Send this to one of your friends or family. This generational curse will be broken.
Body and the soul is two different things. You know, the body is its own programming and everything. You know, so that's why it's good to talk to yourself. See, they wanted you to think you was crazy for talking to yourself, when in actuality, talking to yourself is the perfect sign that you are fully aware that you are a multi-dimensional being. Say they manipulated you. Say they manipulated us. Are you talking to yourself? You crazy. You supposed to talk to yourself. You're not your body. Your body is a separate entity from you. So you're not wrong for talking to it. To realize that, to understand that is true. That's true godhood. What you mean? Body and the soul is two different things.
Now I'm about to get y'all them tools to block this EMF, man. After this, I'm done with this. Y'all go watch the video and share it. Look, man. Yeah, the government got EMF towers everywhere, but your soul got the knowledge and the tools to fight back. Shungite, tourmaline, copper. They not just materials. They actual ancient technology. Not just for spiritual reasons. Shungite neutralizes microwave. And it just don't work spiritually. For one, Shungite, it neutralizes microwave energy. Tourmaline absorbs static energy from EMF. Copper reflects and harmonizes radiation. This right here is ancestral protection. Real soul armor. Now, if you ready to grid your space and protect your aura, comment shield down below, man.
How does it feel that these pretendians are being exposed?
It feels like the Most High is spinning the block for the true indigenous. What is your response to people saying you're trying to steal culture?
Man, we are the culture.
Okay, well, what do you say about people saying you're trying to be Native American?
We don't want to be Native American. We know the truth now. We are the indigenous, and we didn't come here on no boat from Africa. We've been here.
I am asking you these questions because this is all new to me, respectfully.
Well, respectfully, they never taught you about the Racial Integrity Act of 1924, so I understand.
No, I have never heard of the Racial Integrity Act. What is that?
A guy named Walter Plecker reclassified black indigenous people into colored if they were too dark for him.
I know this is a sensitive question, but how do you feel about the deportations?
Well, I'm not worried about that. Where are they going to deport us to?
To wrap this interview up, please leave my audience with some wise words.
Sure, how do you expect the same people that enslaved you, killed you, stole your land to tell you your true heritage?
One video clip, devoid of context, can be very misleading. Given that McNeil never brought this incident to JSO's attention, but rather pushed the cell phone camera footage that he had in his possession since March 5th out on social media, one can only assume, and I'm saying I assume, that he intended to inflame the public. The administrative process is still ongoing, and as such, I will neither defend nor commend Officer Bauer's response to resistance until all the facts are known and the investigation is completed. However, as the leader of this agency, I will not remain silent while important facts and information are buried to advance an anti-police agenda. The truth is, William McNeil Jr. was non-compliant with JSO officers within 21 seconds after he was stopped for multiple civil infractions. His non-compliance quickly rose to the level of criminal resistance to a police officer. McNeil was arrested and pled guilty to resisting a police officer without violence. Force absolutely looks ugly, and because all force is ugly, whether or not the officer involved acted within outside JSO policy, that's still what we're investigating.
Listen, man. I keep trying to tell y'all how serious this shit is. I told y'all, fuck work and all that. Work from home. Start your own shit. Because the money system finna end anyway. So we can enjoy it while it's going down. But it's going down. Because we are shifting. See, the only motherfucker that thinks shit is a game is us. That don't know. Y'all that don't know think shit a game. Our oppressor know that when as we shift, shit gonna get ugly for them. It's already ugly for them.
Money ain't real, so I ain't come here to play. Money not real. We can't put no money on that because money ain't real, gang.
Money's been taken over.
Yeah, money is an emotion, right? And that emotion depends on the person, and it depends on the benefit of the money, right? A lot of people in survival mode, so that money can't benefit them. No matter how much money you give them, you can't benefit them because the survival mode takes over the money, right? So when you talk to me, we just gotta talk correct because I'm not in survival mode, so I ain't gonna go for the money, right? Just gotta have that understanding.
Yeah. Money is important though.
Money ain't important. Controlling yourself and understanding yourself is important, right? Because I don't think money is important to the fish, right? The fish get plenty of food. I don't think money is important to the trees, right? I don't think money is important to those that don't understand. But money becomes important when you understand how to use money, right? When you use money for a tool, then it is important. But money is not important. The mission is important. And the money is a tool to get the mission done, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Person behind it.
Yeah. Shit like that.
Because there's people with money that aren't doing anything.
Yeah, a lot of people with money can't do shit. A lot of people with money can't control their emotions, like Elon Musk. He got money, can't control his emotions, right?
Yeah.
He think everybody supposed to bow to the money, even the people that make the money. That will fuck me. Like, come on, America make the money. How you gonna make America bow to you because you got a little bit of the money that they make? Everybody use love as a weapon. Let's go, mama. That's what I was talking to Rashid Jamal about. How his baby mama used love as a weapon. And got him all this time in jail because everybody running around using love as a weapon. Yeah. If you love somebody, they gonna weaponize it. So why the fuck am I love you for? Even listen, I was sitting in the store and I'm like crazy. I see this baby and it's crying. And it's crying for a phone. And the mama give her the phone and stop crying. Said, little bitch is finesse already. Stop playing on me, a little bitch of finesse already. So how the fucking know if I want this, let me fucking cry? So you tell me it's a fucking baby, you can understand it already? So this motherfucker already that conscious that know when I fucking cry, I can get this shit, and when I get it, I'ma shut the fuck up. There ain't no fucking baby, it been here before. Straight up. Right, so I just can't tell you. When I try to tell you, it sound like this. Ah!
Keep putting in that work. Keep putting in that work. You know why? You almost there. You almost there. It's gonna pay off. It's gonna pay off. And they don't want you to know that. They don't want to give you that inspiration. They don't want to tell you.
I want to show y'all the difference between the suburbs and Detroit. Right now, as you can see, I'm on the corner at 8 Mile and Van Dyke. east side, you feel me? Now, this line, this street separates Detroit and the suburbs. Now, as you can see, as the bus is picking people up, I just want to show y'all right after this bus pull off how nice and clean they side look. So you see, they bus stop is enclosed, you know what I'm saying? The garbage ain't filthy as hell. You don't see a lot of trash and shit, grass cut, clean cut, right? That whole side of 8 Mile damn near look like a whole nother city now. Check Detroit out. Look at our bus stop. Look at all that trash. I'm talking about welcome to Detroit. Look at that shit. I want to show y'all this. My mans ain't even got no support to support his back on this bench. Trash flooded the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? This shit is like night and day. This shit is like fucking night and day.
They told you had DNA when they could have just said you have DEA. Why all these lies for, man? They told you that the United States has 50 states. Boy, you know how much land is here? They only showed, they got you living in a small 50 states. What's enough land to have 300,000 states? They got you living in 50. While they exploring the other 1,000 states that they can't figure out. Why are you trusting liars, folks? Still, you wouldn't do that with your girlfriend. You catch her ass lying back to back to back to back. Yo, hold on, this hoe ain't shit. I hate to call her that, but she done dropped in frequency. This hoe always lying. Now, I can see one now. You know, one, because we make mistakes. Even players fuck up. But if you consistently lying habitually, you ain't shit.
See how fast it goes? It's like, let's go, look, oh man.
Yeah! This is incredible. This is history. Ian, what'd you think? Oh, this is great, man.
It's Fred, it's Fred. Let's go!
So crazy. Amazing, amazing. Look at that!
I'm the shit. In that fan coupe, getting down from your bitch. Young living legend, I will forever stay rich. But when I'm dead, my family gon' be fighting for my chips. How was I supposed to know? My favorite stripper was engaged to my bro. How was I supposed to know? Little bad bitch sliding down the pole. How was I supposed to know? I didn't mean to hurt my brother's soul. How was I supposed to know? She really should have let a nigga know. Oh, I'm so wasted up Patron, and we flip her all night long. She had a juicy coochie in those thongs. Oh, the minute that's over, we can fuck in my Rover. On your knees, hurry up, girl, you know what to do. 1, 2, 3, all of us having fun fucking you. She was down with the business, she fucked the whole crew. If you was me, what would you do? Oh, shit.
Cautioned in this committee hearing that the mention of Pentagon's Immaculate Constellation program could put us on a list. Well, I already find myself on many lists, I'm sure. So I speak my mind often, so why not just keep going with it? May as well just go all out and say it. The earth is flat, birds are government drones, and we've never set foot on the moon, and Joe Biden received 81 million votes in the 2020 election. So let's just see how many lists we could get on here today. But Mr. Schellenberger, I wanted to ask you, I think I understand from this hearing that you would agree that classifying information like this is not in the best interest of the people. Is that correct? All been cautioned.
I'm 8 years old and I'm going to be teaching you about flat earth. So first we're going to start off with gravity. Gravity is a theory, not a fact. Mass attracting mass has never been proven properly. This happened in 1666. An apple fell on Isaac Newton's head. It must have been a big apple for him to believe in gravity. Gravity is fake because density and EMF are making things drop, not gravity. There is iodine salt in this cup and no iodine salt in the other cup. There is 2 cups of water with an egg. One with iodine salt, one with no iodine salt. This one has iodine salt and it has electricity because the electricity is pushing the egg up. On the other one, it has no electricity in it because the egg is denser than the water. Density and surrounding medium with EMF. That stands for electromagnetic frequency. If gravity can't be proven and Earth is 70% water, we know water stays level, then 70% of Earth is level. Now we are going to move on to the globe and our flat Earth. So say there's a boat just cruising on the bottom of the Earth. It would fall into space, and space is fake. If space was real, stars would have parallax, but they don't. So it would just fall into space. And this is for anything that can't go upside down. If people believe that the Earth is round, people don't walk upside down. Same with a boat. It doesn't sail upside down. They think this is true on that. Well, no, it is not. This is our true flat Earth. And the thing around it is the firmament. I'm going to tell you how the firmament is real. The firmament is real because air pressure has to be contained, just like in a tire. Now we are going to move on to seasons and the sun. The spinning ball globe believers say that the sun is 93 million miles away. The globe depends on parallel rays for the seasons. All you have to do is use your God-given eyes to see we have crepuscular rays from the sun. Crepuscular rays proves we have a local sun. That proves everything about seasons and the sun. Now we are going to move on to a sun, moon, and earth depiction. The sun is shining on the moon and the moon is shining on the earth. Why is it not shining its temperature on earth? Well, me and my dad did an experiment one night on a full moon, and we used a laser thermometer to check the moon's light and its shadow. The moon's light was colder than its shadow, so that proves the light is colder than its shadow, and proves that the moon has its own light. The sun is not reflecting its light on the moon. The moon has its own light. Thank you for watching my flat earth presentation. I hope you guys liked it. And Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. Just remember, the truth does not fear investigation. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Alright. I just gotta tell you that I had a real frightening dream last night. I dreamed that I woke up and I looked at the sun and it was like a fourth of the size of the earth. That's how big it was. And you know what? I asked you. I said, Kurt, is that the sun? Because it almost looked like the moon, but it was bigger than you've ever seen the moon or the sun or anything before. And he said, yeah, that's the sun. We're in trouble.
You know, I knew this was going to happen. You Siberian Huskies are so predictable, and your truth has been exposed, and there is nothing you can do about it. We know. We know that you hunted, you enslaved, you slaughtered, you stole, and you reclassified the lives and identities of the true indigenous and willingly benefited off of who and what you thought was erased. And then you turn around and had a nerve to have a smile on your face and call us African American as if we weren't born here, as if our bloodline don't stretch deeper into the soil than yours ever could. You've been exposed, and since said exposure, you turn around to your most predictable place, pretending this, wombo that, try and make fun of our features as if it's an insult. That's not working. Move on to the next play. Well, it wasn't all of us that had slaves. Only they had slaves. And then it turned into, well, we all had slaves. And then it turned into, well, what about our genocide? As if any of these things excuse the blood on your hands. You had centuries to acknowledge, to take accountability and apologize and change your behavior for the choices you've made. Instead, you continuously chose the pot, chose proximity to your colonizer, and chose whiteness because you thought it would protect you. Lo and behold, baby, you've been played and played bad. Joke's on you. Now you're on to the next play. It's not natives versus African Americans. It's us versus the colonizer. To this very moment, you still choose. To this very moment, you choose the tools, you choose the programs, and you choose the systems that were put in place not only to insult us, not only to rob us, but to erase us for your benefit. And then you got the nerve to turn around and ask for help. Then you got the nerve to turn around and ask for unity. You were never our friends and you were never our allies. And now we see that now by the numbers. The answer is no. But what you can do is wipe your crocodile tears and tie up your moccasins, because if you thought I touched a nerve before, get ready. Because once I get ready to talk about what I'm getting ready to talk about, you're going to be glitching even more.
You know you a guy, bitch. You know you submit to a nigga you ain't supposed to submit, bitch. See, bitch don't even know their place. That's why I don't like bitch no more. But I'm not gay. I like goddess. Women, they program them, and I don't like them. They ain't no good. Before you get one of them, you might as well fuck a man. Because them bitch masculine. They just like men. So you might as well bend over a man and fuck him. That's what I want. What's the difference? They doing everything that you doing, so what's the motherfucking difference now? The bitch is a man now. did that when they took you away. And then they gave her Section 8 and said, you know what, the man can't live her, but you can live her. They programmed fur in her body. Then you fucked that fur went in you. And now you feel like you gotta protect the bitch. But the whole time you ain't here to protect no bitch. Bitch here to protect you. Because the bitch created everything. I think a woman like know everything, all these emotions be going through her head, she can like get direct communication with the real God, not the fake one. If you can get a woman and you keep her in a love vibration, she'll change your life, right? She'll heal you. If the bitch is in the trenches, her gonna kill you. Cause when you fuck her, you gonna get all her emotions and all her shit. Cause as soon as I'm gonna drop to your level. But it works backwards the other way too. You take a bitch and she up and she can elevate a nigga that ain't shit. She gives her that pussy, elevate him. There was a 5D, now you didn't vibrate it up. But the problem is you take that bitch away, he fall back down. Cause it's only temporary. So everybody gotta work on themselves. A lot of people don't know.
Of course I'm out here with some good reads. Chapter 2, you feel me? Chapter 1 was motherfucking fire, I ain't gonna lie. Awaken healing energy through the Teo. Just telling you all about the medicines and the doctors and how it's some bullshit and how you can actually heal yourself. You feel me? Just with thoughts. Just with the shit you do. The things you eat, you can heal yourself. So you don't need to go to a doctor, but this is fine. Feel me? It's telling me about meditation and shit. I'm about to get my little meditation in. Feel me? I'm gonna put the distractions out, but create a relaxed environment. The key to chi circulation is deep relaxation. In order to circulate the warmth current, you must be calm within yourself. If you are distracted by the television, passing cars, your unmade bed, your mind will turn outwards and you will be unable to focus on your energy. As you progress, you will learn to ignore the distractions and will be able to meditate anywhere. I can't wait till I get to that step. You feel me? Be able to meditate nigga on the freeway. You feel me? But in the beginning, choose a quiet spot and a special time. The more comfortable the atmosphere, the more easily you can concentrate. It's a nice little atmosphere. We still got cars going by and shit, but it's calm. It sounds like the wind just calmed down a little bit. About to read a couple more of these pages and then I'm getting my meditation on.
So when y'all watching Rashad Jamal, right? Many people call the planet many different names, but Rashad Jamal, when y'all started following him, called it Planet Kai. And he did this by tapping into his DNA and getting light codes, right? Light codes from the gods and the cosmos. So Kai and Enki, Kai is the goddess, meaning earth. And Enki is a god, right? Wisdom and creation. So when they came down to earth, we was Homo erectus, and they made us Homo sapiens, right? So you have DNA of the gods, which means Enki and Kai mix they DNA up with the natives of the planet. The Homo erectus, this planet belongs to y'all, right? You can call it many different names, Terra, Gaia, all this, Tiamat. You could call it all of that, but the planet belongs to y'all. And when they came down here, y'all was already great, but they gave y'all a gift, right? They gave y'all a gift, which was the forbidden fruit. It was consciousness. So that gift is consciousness. You have the fleshly body, the Homo erectus body, Homo, right? And sapien mean wise, Homo sapien, the wise human. So they gave you the consciousness of the gods, but a vessel that's acclimated to planet Earth, quote unquote, planet Kai. Because Kai is the earth goddess. That's one of the Anunnakis, the earth goddess, right? And then you have Enki, the god of creation and wisdom. And the gods is not perfect. That's why we flawed. That's why when you gain consciousness, he said, I gave you the gift for the gods, which is consciousness. We are flawed because they gave us a gift, which is that pine cone that y'all see in the Sumerian tablets. Sumerian tablets, we don't know how to use this, but they gave us a gift. So they were supposed to come down here and give us this gift and teach us how to use it. So everybody's on a journey of what happened when Eve bit that forbidden fruit, that's gaining consciousness. Everybody is on a journey of learning their consciousness, how to use it for good, how to use it for bad, how to use it for themselves.
So the Anunnaki that was involved with making human beings, giving us the gift of the gods, is Kai and Enki.
"5 minutes of Tibetan exercise beats an hour of running and your whole medicine cabinet." Monks call these exercises the key to healthy longevity. First time improves blood flow, reduces swelling, and normalizes blood sugar levels. On day 2, joint recovery begins. Third time, blood pressure returns to normal. Day 4, the body starts cleansing itself of parasites and toxins. Day 5, metabolism speeds up and fat burning begins. These are simple exercises. They'll quickly relieve pain and major health issues.
Why do the U.S. have so much fucking power and control? If you don't know, hold on, I got you. It started with shit like this. Back in 1970s, the U.S. made a deal with Saudi Arabia and told them that if they only sell their oil to everybody in the fucking world in U.S. dollars, that the U.S. will back up their regime and their military. This is how these motherfuckers started gaining and getting control and power. Hold on. The U.S. wanted to be able to print their fucking money unlimited. And the only way they was able to do this was by President Nixon in 1971 cutting ties with the gold. Because they weren't able to do the shit they wanted to do with the money because it was limited. They wanted to fund wars and all types of shit. But let me show you how they was able to do this shit though. Hold on. Without gold limits, the Federal Reserve and the government could manipulate the economy freely. They could pump money in during recessions or crises like in 2008 and 2020. By making the dollar the world's reserve currency, backed by nothing but the U.S. military and economic power, the U.S. could force other countries to trade in dollars, especially for oil. The only way they're able to do this, y'all, because this right here. The U.S. taxpayers fund the whole fucking empire. Without us working and paying all these taxes, they wouldn't be able to do none of this shit. They have the control they have today because of us. Right here it says the U.S. taxpayers fund the empire. It's they empire that we working to fund for them. Y'all better start learning what the fuck is going on and start really researching and understanding fully how to make your money that you're working for right now. Make that shit work for you. You probably would never be able to get tax-free unless you understand money and learn how to make that shit work for you and find all these different loopholes that the rich people do to finally be tax-free. Please, y'all, wake the fuck up.
And humble yourself enough to say, I really am a goddess. I really got goddess energy. I ain't no bad bitch. That ain't what I am. That's not what my parents are raising me to be. That's not who I am. But if that's what you want to be, walk away. I'm a queen. I know it.
No
I
cap.
got goddess energy. Y'all got it. You got God energy. 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 That's right. Coming out here acting like y'all don't know shit. Right. That's right. Y'all making us look bad. You look bad. Your only job is to create you. What are you creating? When you look in the mirror every day, what do you see?
A goat.
Y'all gotta realize, hold on real quick, y'all gotta realize, this young age that y'all are at, it don't last longer than adulthood. This is short. Y'all only get 18 years to be kids. Y'all got the rest of your life to be a
This motherfucker been killing niggas for the last 60 years in my motherfucking city.
You're saying
You want to know why I feel some type of a way?
These people that are experts in brainwashing is using the Department of Education to brainwash our children.
Yes.
What are they after? Why are they doing it?
Well, if you want to move a country from a free individualistic economy,
which we have.
Yes, or had.
Or had, okay.
To a planned economy, you have to do it through the schools. You have to dumb down and brainwash, change the attitudes and values. You have to completely, social engineering has to go on constantly. And many teachers know what I'm talking about. And people are going to say, well, when did this start? And who on earth ever did this? Why would a plan like that be allowed to be carried out?
That's right.
Well, then you have to go back to 1934, which I will do, and we have to go to the three-pronged fork, okay? So I do think that the watershed year, although you can go back to the early part of the century when the Rockefeller Foundation and the Carnegie Corporation were deeply involved in education, and that it was decided then that Carnegie would deal with the international part and Rockefeller domestic. They commissioned the American Historical Association to put together a study of the social studies, and they came up with lots of volumes, but I have one little volume, Conclusions and Recommendations for the Social Studies. And basically that little one is an original book. I wish I'd brought it with me. Too bad. But I don't even dare let it out of the house. It's so important. It called for changing the United States through the schools from a free individualistic economy to a socialist, collectivized, planned economy in the New World Order.
It says that in the book?
Yes.
And that book was written when?
In 1934.
By who?
It was the Carnegie Corporation paid for it. The American Historical Association put it together. And
can people get that book in the library?
No.
No?
No, they can't. They were very instrumental in getting the Elementary and Secondary Education Act passed, which, as I said before, changed education from knowledge, content-based, academic, to performance-based behavior. And from that time on, because that was necessary for what we're looking at now with school to work agenda is the planned economy is performance-based.
So they're training workers.
They're training
not
little
thinkers,
worker
not
bees.
leaders.
Exactly. At that time, you had a general, Buck Chisholm, a Canadian general psychiatrist, who was a very close friend of Alger Hiss's. And he gave a speech in 1945 to the World Health Organization, which basically recommended getting rid of the conscience.
Wow.
Yes. And he said we would do it through the schools. We would retrain the teachers to be little psychiatrists. He said it is an international system they're looking at. They're going to change the behavior of the children. They're going to change the teachers' training. They're going to do everything. He told them everything.
And they didn't believe him?
No, they just let, well, you know what goes on.
Okay.
ChatGPT is destroying the earth. Who cares though? Save this video. Type in this prompt. Figure out how to become your own private banker. Set up a trust. Put all of your assets in said trust. Assets ain't just house, cars, businesses. It's also people. Then you're gonna go ahead and get a life insurance policy for said trust. You feel me? But back up. After you set up this trust, when you setting up this trust, you need to appoint fiduciaries and beneficiaries. Alright? If you set up the trust, you're a fiduciary. And then you can appoint your beneficiaries, i.e. kids, spouse, so on and so forth. So then when you get this life insurance policy for this trust, that life insurance policy is going to be valued at whatever the value of all of the assets in the trust is. You're going to pay on that premium for 3 to 5 years. What you're doing is setting up private banking. I'm not going to talk about this again. So what you setting up that private banking, you're going to continue to pay in it. And then that private banking is going to be basically like collateral. You can set up private banking through these companies. Okay. After 3 to 5 years, you can pull that money out. You can pull that money out for everyday expenses. Start a business. Buy a house. Pay your bills. Go on a vacation. You don't have to pay that money back because it's a life insurance policy. It supports the living. Although it's good to pay it back so you can continue to fund the trust. Especially if you're doing something like starting a business. You could pay the money back. Just ask yourself questions like, what's the difference between a life insurance policy and a death insurance policy? A life insurance policy supports the living. Death insurance policy, burial insurance. Come on. What are we doing? ChatGPT is destroying the earth. Who cares though?
And do the places be knowing that it's only 30, 31 days in a month? Why the fuck do y'all be needing them bands back to back to back to back like that? What in the cartel is going on around this motherfucker? Every 30 days, y'all need $1,200, $1,300, $1,400, $1,500, $2,000, $50,000 every 30 days for rent. Then the light bill be $500, $600 every 30 days. Citizens every 30 days. $200 every 30 days. Wi-Fi $150 every 30 days. Phone bills $200, $300 every 30 days. Then we gotta get groceries around this bitch. We gotta survive around this motherfucker. Don't let the car even try to think about a check engine light. You better check that motherfucker right back off. Every 30 days? Fuck. I'm moving in a tent. And y'all think I'm playing. I'm moving in a tent. And I don't give a fuck how nobody feel about it. The day's already flying like a motherfucking Jimmy Neutron in this bitch. Damn.
And there we have it, our first fucking contestant. She said, let's talk about men because we don't see men talking about other men. And let me know when you get picked and the prize for it. Baby girl, I've been picked and I've picked correctly. So please talk what you know and don't project from internal trauma. You need to go heal from that, okay? And let's talk about men because that's all we talk about. All our fucking lives. That's all our ancestors talked about. Let's fucking talk about it. The reason why men are so fucked up is because of you black women. Yeah, because of society, white men, and everybody else, but ultimately because of a black woman. A single, miserable, bitter ass black woman. A black woman who is insecure and blame every black man for her fucking insecurities. A black woman who was never raised and taught how to treat a fucking black man correctly anyway. A black woman who feels like the world owes her something. A black woman who is not healed from her fucking trauma. A black woman who consistently chooses to pick wrong. A black woman who disrespects herself because she doesn't understand her value and her worth. Because she's too busy agreeing with other motherfuckers for validation. A black woman who seeks validation from other miserable ass black women. If black women would do their part and evolve and stop fucking living up to societal expectations, if y'all would stop doing what the white man has programmed and brainwashed us to fucking do, black men would fucking excel. Black men would have a safe space. Black men wouldn't be fuck-ass men. And clearly, I must state the obvious because people are fucking oblivious. Of course, it's not all black men that act like that. Of course, it's not all black women that act like that. But you want to know, there's way too fucking many that exist. And I'm calling you bitches out. And a hit dog gonna holler. Because y'all quick to defend some fuck-ass bullshit and quick to point the blame at a man. Some bitches like you, and I'm calling that project shit over here talking about let me know when you get picked, bitch. Mind your fucking business. That's your worry about what I'm doing because I'm clearly fucking happy. I'm not on here talking about black men in a negative sense. I'm not trying to talk about black women in a negative sense, but how else do you fucking get? Black women don't understand being nice to other black women because black women are envious of other black women. We all hate each other. Let's be fucking for real. Black women don't like other black women. They don't like any other fucking woman. Why? Because women are other competition, especially when it comes to pursuing a man. It's the man's fault because he was more attracted to someone else who was more confident in themselves. Regardless, it don't matter what fucking situation it is. When it becomes a woman and man conversation, women always point the blame at men, regardless of the race. I'm tired of you bitches. You're lame as hell. I hope you fucking stay miserable, stay single, and I hope you get several baby daddies that don't take care of their kids and you stuck on welfare for the rest of your life with somebody telling you when and what and how to do some shit. Shut the fuck up talking to me with that fucking ass projecting logic. It's not logic at all. It's delusion. You bitches are in denial and living in delusion. You need to seek help, go to therapy, and I wish you the worst. That's me being a bitch. Disrespectful as the black man compared to me. Because a black woman got a sharp tongue, don't she? And I'm loud and right and educated, and I'm listening to the men. I'm listening to them loud and clear. Y'all see all these motherfucking comments and you still refuse to hear. You still refuse to believe it. That's fucking sad. They cannot win for losing. But it's okay, black man. Y'all winning over here with me. So stay over here because it's safe over here.
I'm a firm believer in teaching what's taught, and I just got taught something, so I'm about to teach you. This is going to be a blueprint to generational wealth. I hope you can sit down and listen to me for a couple of minutes. Right, so the first thing you want to do is open up a trust. When you hear trust, you think of rich people, trust fund babies for rich people. But you can open up a trust. This is a trust. A trust is basically like a treasure box. Remember when you did good in school, your teacher will allow you to go to the treasure box and get some snacks, right? So your trust is your treasure box. Your snacks is your assets. So life insurance is considered an asset. So you can open up a life insurance policy. You're probably paying $100 a month. Let's just say your death benefit is $100,000. The $100 a month is funding that life insurance policy. But since you already own a life insurance policy, you can, that's a part of your net worth. Your death benefit is a part of your net worth. So when you put that life insurance policy inside of the trust, now the trust is worth $100,000. Now let's say you have a business. Let's say it's a barbershop, and the barbershop was valuated at $100,000. You can also put that business in the trust. So now your trust is worth $200,000.
Well, this was a big one, wasn't it? This was a big decision. An amazing decision, one that we're very happy about. This morning, the Supreme Court has delivered a monumental victory for the Constitution, the separation of powers, and the rule of law in striking down the excessive use of nationwide injunctions to interfere with the normal functioning of the executive branch. The Supreme Court has stopped the presidency itself. That's what they've done. And really, it's been an amazing period of time this last hour. There are people elated all over the country. I've seen such happiness and spirit. Sometimes you don't see that, but this case is very important. I was elected on a historic mandate, but in recent months we've seen a handful of radical left judges effectively try to overrule the rightful powers of the president to stop the American people from getting the policies that they voted for in record numbers. It was a grave threat to democracy, frankly, and instead of merely ruling on the immediate cases before them, these judges have attempted to dictate the law for the entire nation. In practice, this meant that if any one of the nearly 700 federal judges disagreed with the policy of a duly elected president of the United States, he or she could block that policy from going into effect or at least delay it for many years, tie it up in the court system. This was a colossal abuse of power which never occurred in American history prior to recent decades, and we've been hit with more nationwide injunctions than were issued in the entire 20th century together. Think of it, more than the entire 20th century, me. I'm grateful to the Supreme Court for stepping in and solving this very, very big and complex problem, and they've made it very simple. I want to thank Justice Barrett, who wrote the opinion brilliantly, as well as Chief Justice Roberts, and Justices Alito, Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, and Thomas. Great people. Thanks for this decision, and thanks to this decision, we can now promptly file to proceed with numerous policies that have been wrongly enjoined on a nationwide basis. And some of the cases we're talking about would be ending birthright citizenship, which now comes to the fore. That was meant for the babies of slaves. It wasn't meant for people trying to scam the system and come into the country on a vacation. This was, in fact, it was the same date, the exact same date, the end of the Civil War. It was meant for the babies of slaves, and it's so clean and so obvious. But this lets us go there and finally win that case, because hundreds of thousands of people are pouring into our country under birthright citizenship, and it wasn't meant for that reason. So thanks to this decision, we can now properly file to proceed with these numerous policies and those that have been wrongly enjoined on a nationwide basis, including birthright citizenship, ending sanctuary city funding, suspending refugee resettlement, freezing unnecessary funding, stopping federal taxpayers from paying for transgender surgeries, and numerous other priorities of the American people. This is a decision that covers a tremendous amount of territory. But I want to just thank again the Supreme Court for this ruling. It's a giant. It's a giant. And they should be very proud.